everyone and welcome back to my channel. So Makeup Monsters, today we're going to be doing a Jennifer Lopez inspired look from the Golden Globes 2015. It was on a couple of weeks ago. Jennifer Lopez looked fan-bloody-tastic, absolutely fantastic. I love the fact she didn't go for this kind of look that everyone else is going for, this kind of makeup, no makeup look. I just woke up like this, naturally flawless, with just like a glimmer of a gloss on. No, she went in, she went hard, she had a full eye makeup on, she had full face on, full lips. I loved it. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. I hope you enjoy. So first things first, because we're doing a Jennifer Lopez inspired look, I mean, we just had to put on some fake tan. So that's exactly what I did. So I've got a little bit of Saint-Tropez going on all over. Next, you can't really do a Jennifer Lopez look without having like seriously luminous skin. That's a real key to like Jennifer's kind of glowing luminosity that she has kind of like radiating from her whenever you see her. And so that's what we're going to try and emulate today. So we're going to start with mixing a little bit of Strobe Cream from MAC, which looks like so, with a little bit of Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. Now we're going to mix that together on the back of my hand and I'm going to apply it like a moisturiser all over my face. So I've mixed two together. I've literally done a squirt of Strobe Cream, a squirt of the Becca Skin Shimmering Perfector, mixing the two together. Now this has quite a lot of luminosity in it, which is exactly what we want right now. And then just applying that with my fingers all over my skin. For my foundation today, I'm going to be using a MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC30 all over my skin. I'm using this foundation because I really want to have like a full coverage, and that's exactly what Studio Fix Fluid gives you. But mostly really concentrating on the outer areas, I'm going to use a different colour on the inner part of the face to really kind of like highlight the inner part of the face. So next I'm going to move on to the eyes. I'm going to come back and perfect the face when I've finished all my eye makeup because I'm heavy-handed with product and I really want to keep it really nice and clean. So I'm going to do my eyes, wipe away underneath and then come back and finish all the skin afterwards. So to start with the eyes, I'm going to highlight underneath the eyebrow. I'm going to be using an NW20 Studio Finish Concealer from MAC, one of these little pots from here like this. And just taking that onto a flat brush underneath my eyebrow for highlighting. And then blending that down just to where the socket line is. On my lid, I'm actually using one of my Desert Island products. I've used this for years. It's a MAC paint. It's called Sublime Nature and it comes in a tube like this. Very similar to the pots that they also sell now as well. Using exactly that same brush and applying that all over my lid. So when I was researching this look, I really wanted to use eyeshadows that all came as part of a palette, as opposed to kind of using different brands from different places, especially for the shadows. So to do this today, we're going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar, the original one. I have just purchased the Summer Sweet one as promised. And yes, it's hot. We're going to be doing a tutorial with that real soon, so stay tuned for that. So to start off with, we're going to be using this kind of purpley bluish tone actually, that's just here all over the lids. Taking that onto the flat brush that we've used previously and then just pressing that colour all over the beginning 2/3 of the lid. Again. Next I'm going to be taking this kind of burgundy colour just at the top here, and this has quite a lot of like flecks of gold through it, and I'm taking that onto a blending brush and just running that through my socket line, starting on the outer corner and then blending through to the inner corner. This makeup really requires quite a lot of blending, and that's really the key again to this eye makeup. Now to make sure there's a seamless transition between my highlight colour and my socket colour, I'm going to be blending a little bit of this kind of like beige colour just here and just taking that over the top line of the socket here that we just made. To deepen the socket line a little bit more, we're going to be going in with this kind of flatter burgundy colour just down here. It's like a deep wine. Next we're going to add a little bit of inner corner highlight, so taking that kind of larger, lighter, kind of pink shimmery colour down there onto a pencil brush and just taking that onto the inner corners of the eye here. A good smoky eye is always a balanced smoky eye, and so I'm going to replicate those same colours I did on my top lid underneath my eye as well, but this time using that same pencil brush I just used, took off that kind of excess that was there. I'm going to be going in with that same flat burgundy colour down here and then putting a little bit of the bluish tone, exactly what I did on my lid, underneath. So I also find, looking at Jennifer Lopez's makeup, that she probably has a little bit more pink in her socket line than I have on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this blush later on in my video. It's a MAC blusher called Mocha, and I'm using that actually in my socket line. I really like to double up on products, you know, so you get more than one use out of a product. So going in with my blending brush and just taking that blusher through my socket line just to add a little bit more of a pink shade just here. Thing onto that key thing that really makes Jennifer Lopez's makeup look like Jennifer Lopez, black eyeliner. So using my Definitely Black Pro Longwear black eyeliner from MAC, taking that in my waterline, and then I'm going to run it also all along my top lash line as well. Following that, I'm just going to smoke that out with my pencil brush, just kind of smudge it and really kind of get that depth of black. Jennifer also made sure that her liner came all the way into this inner corner here, so that's quite key about this makeup. You really saw a definite line right here between the last kind of lash line here and this very inner corner of the tear duct. So you really make sure you get your liner all the way in there. Next on for some mascara, so I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Smokey Extravagant Mascara. Now because we're doing a red carpet look, we've got to do some false lashes. So I'm going to be using some Red Cherry Lashes, number 47s, on my top. And I'm going to be applying these Makeup Forever bottom lashes for underneath my lashes. We're going all out here because it's red carpet, so we can't help but go all out. So I've popped on my top lashes, however, we had a little drama and my eye started watering and so my bottom lashes just wouldn't stick. So I thought, you know what, rather than force the issue, I'm just going to let it go. So I've just got top lashes on as it stands right now. So instead, on the bottom, I've actually just added more black eyeliner, so I kind of like deepened it and added more shadow and added some more mascara just to kind of like really thicken up that area. Anyway, onto eyebrows. So looking at Jennifer Lopez's eyebrows on the day of the Golden Globes, I can see that her eyebrow was quite groomed, but it wasn't carved out in a kind of gel-like fashion. It was much more natural. So for that, we're going to be using an eyeshadow. I'm going to be using Charcoal Brown by MAC, just this one down here in the palette, with a 266 angle brush. I'm just going to run that through my brow. So I'm now going to set that with the MAC Clear Brow Gel. So onto concealer underneath the eyes. For that I'm going to be using exactly the same concealer that I use underneath my eyebrow, you know, to kind of double up on products that I love doing. So that's the NW20 Studio Finish Concealer. I'm going to be using it with a blending brush, and I really like trying to apply this concealer with a blending brush because it gives you a much more kind of natural finish as opposed to this really intense, heavy under eye concealer. So next I'm moving on to the rest of my face. Now if you remember, I used the NC30 Studio Fix fluid from MAC on the kind of outer parts of my face, and now I'm actually going to raise it up 2 shades to an NC20, so 2 shades lighter, and I'm going to use that on the centre part of my face with exactly that same Kabuki brush that we used earlier. So really just taking it along the forehead just here, on the kind of just by the brow, down the nose and along the cheekbones here, and then just here on the centre of the chin. So on to contouring, and today I'm quite excited to do my contouring because I'm going to be using the new contour kit from Anastasia. They haven't had it in stock for ages in Sephora, and I finally got hold of it, so I couldn't help myself. We're going to be using this kind of middle banana colour just here, and we're using that to set the concealer underneath the eyes. It's also going to kind of accentuate that kind of lighter, brighter area under the eye. Following on from this, I'm then going to use this kind of champagne-y colour on the outer corner, this one just over here on my cheekbones, just to highlight the cheekbones a little bit more. And then next onto the bronzing, which is like JLo's signature thing, right? So we're going to be using this one, and then we're going to be using this one. So we're going to do a gradient of bronzer. It's not that complicated, I promise. So we're going to be using this one as a bronzer in the higher points of the face. And then when I want to have that extra little bit of chisel, so right underneath the cheekbones, I'm going to be applying just that middle one there to kind of give it like an extra bit of depth. The same blusher that we used in our eyeshadow in our crease is what we're going to actually be using on our cheeks as well. So just taking it on exactly the same brush that I've actually used to contour my face with, and just applying that to like the centre of the apples of the cheeks here as well. Now I have to say, this blush, it wasn't like a candy pink that JLo wore. It was much more of like a mature pink. I love that, mature pink. The colour that I'm using is called Mocha by MAC, and it's a great colour. It's one of those kind of like must-have all-time favourites. Now to really accentuate that bronzed effect, JLo actually highlighted certain areas of her face really beautifully. Now to do that, we're going to go back in with our eyeshadow actually to do that, with the champagne truffle colour that's back in the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. So it's this colour just down here. And we're just going to take that onto a blending brush and down the nose. Down her nose just looked really beautifully highlighted, right on the centre of the bridge. And the other place that was incredibly highlighted on Jennifer Lopez's face was her lip line, her top lip line. Just to kind of push out that top lip to make it look very balanced with the bottom. I'm running it all over the kind of top Cupid's bow just there. I'm going to also add a little bit of contour on the sides of the nose, just again to accentuate the highlight on the bridge of the nose. So using the Anastasia contour palette again for that, with that same blending brush. Now for the lips, Jennifer Lopez did that gorgeous, like really pale, almost like lilac pink candy lip, which I loved. But she also had a very natural lip liner. So for the lip liner, I'm going to be using Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in colour 3C, but I'm not going to fill my lips in with it. I'm literally just going to feather the outline of my lips first of all. The lipstick I'm going to be using is MAC Play and Coy. I love this, it's so cute. And the gloss I'm going to be using on top of it is Fashion Scoop Cremesheen Glass by MAC. So I'm just going to apply the lipstick, kind of work it in with my finger, and then apply the gloss on top. So that was my video on Jennifer Lopez's look for the Golden Globes 2015. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed doing it. I feel really glamorous now and it's really late and I have nowhere to go, so I'm going to go take it off. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for subscribing and showing me all your support. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.